This week on Martyr's Row.
Is the Milky Way the road to heaven?
Was Mufasa an ancient star god, or just Simba's dead dad?
Was Stephen the martyr blibbity blaboo? Was Stephen the martyr an astronomer?
It's Amos time!
3, 2, 1.
Saint Blandina. Saint Blandina, a slave in the Church of Lions, was in the persecution under Marcus Aurelius, subjected to cruel torments beyond the strength of nature. Frail in body, yet mighty in spirit, she was stretched upon the rack, scourged, exposed to fire and to beasts, and in all confessed but this: I am a Christian, and nothing wicked is done among us. Hung upon a stake in the amphitheater, she seemed as one crucified, so that the brethren, beholding her, were strengthened in their conflict. At the last, she was enclosed in a net and cast before a wild bull, whose horns tossed her till her spirit departed. Thus, this lowly handmaiden triumphed over cruelty, confounding the proud by her steadfastness, and leaving to the church a witness that the grace of Christ is perfected in weakness. And because she was the last to suffer, her death was a crown set upon the rest, sealing the testimony of the martyrs of Lions. Anno Domini 177.
Hey, Paul.
What's up?
Hey, have you ever heard of the Via Martyrum?
I don't think so.
The Via Martyrum. Can you guess what language it is?
It sounds like a DMV. Like, if you been to that.
It might be how I'm pronouncing it. Martyrum is Martyrum.
Okay.
So maybe like
it sounds pretty Latin.
Marty rum.
Marty.
Like a martini rum.
And then
Wrong
Via
podcast.
for life. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah, there
life
you
martini rum.
Yeah. No, the Via Martyrum.
Okay.
So
Like
it's
the life of a martyr?
It's Latin for sure. Well, you'll see. How about I read something for you
Okay.
that will explain
Because
what
I'm just
it is.
jumping in and like, hold on, let me pull it out.
Okay, put on your
My Latin hat.
your reading like cloak. I don't know.
It's a cloak.
Yeah, I
Not
guess.
like a blankie or
like-
a snuggie.
Let's
Do people
walk.
still have snuggies?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that there are people that treat Snuggies like they did their blanket when they were a kid.
Actually, I kind of did that. I thought they were the most ridiculous things on planet Earth.
Yeah, and now
And
you can't
then-
sleep without it.
Yeah, one of my relatives, well, I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
One of my relatives, she bought one for everyone in my family.
okay.
And I was addicted to the thing. I was like, this is the most comfortable.
And then someone burned it.
Probably.
Okay, so
Yeah.
put on your Snuggies. Put on your Snuggies and your warm coats and your blanket over your head.
Oh,
Let's take a step down into the basement, into the cool, calm space. Not the creepy basement, the cozy basement.
next to the fireplace. Maybe?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, to go into the den, into the
Oh, there you go.
fireplace.
Now we're talking.
Okay, yeah, no creepy. And join us for story time. The Via Martyrum. On a clear night in the high Alps, when the air was sharp and the valleys lay dark, the heavens opened in a white river of light. The peasants and pilgrims who tilted their faces upward did not see scattered stars only. They saw a road of souls. It was said that the Milky Way was the Via Martyrum, the road of the martyrs, the path blazed in heaven by those who had shed their blood for Christ. Each gleam was a witness, each flicker a voice that once cried out under the sword of the flame. Together they formed not chaos, but a procession, a glittering column across the sky, guiding the faithful as surely as the smoke of sacrifice once rose from the altars. To the storytellers of the Rhine and the pilgrims of the mountains, this radiant road belonged especially to the legions of martyrs, the countless host of Saint Maurice and his companions, slain where earth meets snow and stone. Their spirits, it was believed, marched still, arrayed in heavenly ranks, and so, when the weary traveler looked up, he did not see a cold galaxy, but a celestial pilgrimage route, proof that death was not an end but a journey. The Milky Way itself became a sermon in the sky. Follow, endure, and you too shall walk the shining road of martyrs into eternal light. Via Martyrum.
I like that.
Isn't that cool?
I like that a lot. Yeah.
So I was looking at this idea of like,
and I was laughing at myself. In my head, I heard Vita.
okay.
That's why I was like, life.
Well, I may have been like just blending all these words together. No, real murder.
No. Then I heard, I was like, no, Via's road. I was like, what am I?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm out of my
Well,
mind.
I think all of it together. You said life. Via is life.
Yeah.
In like,
I think,
like Viva la Vida. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
So Viva.
Yeah, or
Va-
Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, so I was like, can't win them all.
So Via Martyrum
Yeah.
is the road of martyrs. And one of the things I was thinking about is basically this. I was thinking about the fact that I came across this the other day, and I was like, oh, we haven't talked about this specifically. We've alluded to it, but on Martyrs Row, one of the things that we haven't talked about is, where does the word martyr come from?
Oh, I guess, no, I think we did talk about that.
Did we talk about it explicitly?
It might have been like on episode 1.
Okay.
So it's a good refresh for us as well.
Okay. Well, what did we talk about? What do you know about where the word martyr comes from?
I'm trying to pull it all into my head.
Don't worry, they don't know anything, so we're not spoiling it.
Yeah. It's one I remember talking about it, but I can't remember any of the information.
I feel like we alluded to some of it, but we didn't specifically say this.
Which is possible.
Okay, so martyr.
I don't even know what it is.
The word martyr is actually comes from the Greek word martyrio, or martyria, or martyrion. So these three uses of the word in Greek, and those words in Greek translate to English in like the biblical translation as witness. So the Greek word for our English word witness is martyrion, or martyrio,
Oh, that's cool.
or martyria, which then evolved to martyr
That's really interesting.
as a
That's
transliteration.
cool. Yeah.
Right? We've talked about that a little bit before. So the word for witness is actually also the Greek word where we get the word martyr.
That's cool.
Because a martyr is a witness, right?
Yes.
Which is cool. So I wanted to pull that up. So Acts 1:8. So when they had come together, they asked, Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom of Israel? He said to them, it is not for you to know times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority. Watch the last few episodes for that. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. That's martyrs. He's saying,
oh, that's cool.
You will be my martyrs in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and then jump to, and where you see this parallel where it almost comes out directly is Revelation 2:13, which we've read from this before. You know where you dwell, where Satan's throne is. Yet you hold fast my name, and you did not deny my faith, even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness.
Yeah.
Witness is martyr there. My faithful martyr, who was killed among you where Satan dwells, right?
Yeah.
So it's this parallel meaning where it's not that it doesn't mean witness, that it's not a mistranslation.
It's that extra connotation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it literally, with the Greek word, is where we get the word martyr from, and it looks like
so
it's martyr.
interesting. Wow.
Like it looks like it says martyr.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Did it carry that same context then, or did it just mean witness as we would think of the word?
Oh, I think it was witness.
Okay, so it didn't carry about like death for.
No, because even in this
I guess
Revelation
it does
passage,
preface
it says
after.
he was killed. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it kind of carries both.
It'd be
of those things.
redundant if it. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's a translate. So a witness, and the usage in the New Testament refers to someone who bears testimony, whether in a legal sense, like giving evidence in court, or in a broader spiritual sense, bearing witness to Christ. Over time, it also came to mean someone who testifies to the faith by dying for it, hence our English word martyr.
Okay.
So witness is
So it kind of evolved over time.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
But one of the things I think I was thinking about in that is the relationship between, is there a relationship between martyrs and the stars? And when I was looking at that, it brought me to Daniel 12:3, and it says, Daniel 12:3, those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. And early Christians applied this to martyrs, believing their souls became eternal stars, lighting the sky of heaven with their witness.
That's cool.
The imagery became common in the sermons and martyrologies. Martyrs equaling stars in the firmament of the church.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, so looking up, it was almost like the saints were adding to the firmament or the second heaven as
That's
a
cool.
witness to Christ along with other spiritual beings.
That's fascinating.
So it's almost like...
I wonder if some of that came from the Stephen's martyrdom as well.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I thought of, was like his face was literally shining.
Yes.
Says, yeah.
Yeah, there is reference to Stephen as you look this up, but yeah, because the one who is shining, but that idea of like, you go back to Genesis 1, which we talked about, that he set the stars in the place as a sign.
Yes.
That God did that, and so there's this idea that the martyrs then, when they die, they are set in the sky as a witness based on the Daniel 12 passage.
That's cool.
That it's almost like they get stuck up in the firmament as a witness to Christ and a sign to the church.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was cool. Like the Via Martyrum is like, it's mainly in the Rhine or in like Swedish or Sweden, Switzerland. Like in that area is mainly where that comes from.
Okay.
But they looked at the Milky Way. And they called it the Via Martyrum.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
It says, in parts of medieval Europe, especially along the Rhine and in alpine regions, the Milky Way was nicknamed the Road of the Martyrs. It was believed to be the shining trail of the countless martyrs who had shed their blood, especially soldiers of Christ like the Thebans, making their way into heaven. Pilgrims sometimes connected it to the earthly pilgrimage routes. Looking up at the Milky Way was like seeing the heavenly highway of saints.
That's so cool.
It's cool, right?
That's cool. It's one of those, it makes me think on like on a fun side.
Yeah.
Like this is totally just me making something up.
Okay, do it.
Which is, it's cool. It's like when you look at, so it says in Genesis that that God created the stars as a sign, for signs.
Yeah.
Things that testify to who he is and what he's done.
Right.
And we talked about it on a previous episode about, we have like the zodiac lining up with the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
Which is a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's in one of those where, because of the curse that was given to the serpent that he was cast down to earth. Right. It's like, like his star was removed, like his testimony was removed.
Oh, that's fun.
Because he was no longer giving testimony to the Lord.
Yeah.
And then in a way, it's like, and the martyrs were placed back up there. It's like they took the place of the angels that had fallen.
That's kind of cool.
It's like, that's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah, so the third of heaven that fell no longer bear witness in the skies.
Yeah.
But instead that hole is filled by the saints of the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
We're creating new church tradition. New church legends.
I'm sure someone will be happy to pick it up and adapt it.
Let's go.
I just thought that was cool. So the Via Martyrum.
I do like that.
The road of the martyrs being the Milky Way.
Yeah.
In the night sky. I thought that was pretty cool.
I feel like we need to start calling it that again.
So martyr is the evolution of the word witness, or sorry, it's the Greek word where we get witness from.
Yes.
So those two things tie together. So when we talk about the martyrs, we're talking about those who witness of Christ even in their death.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
And the stars are where they reside. Not the same as Mufasa. 3, 2, 1.
Countless fires across the sky, whisper promises burning bright. Every spark is a holy sign, and your covenant shines throughout time. Stars shine with stories of old, and ancient flames that never grow cold. Neighbors home to Bethlehem's night, they show me you. Ooh, they show me you. Summer angels at the post, heaven's armies a radiant host. Some have fallen, but some remain. Glory still echoes his holy name. Stars shine with stories of old, and ancient flames that never grow cold. Neighbors hope to Bethlehem's night, they show me you. Ooh, they show me you. They show me you.
Oh, man. I'm shining bright tonight.
Oh, man, I'm just reflecting that light. Not yours.
Reflecting that light. The light.
The light.
Well, how about we
Hopefully.
just jump right into it instead of doing what we always do?
Okay.
All right, I have a question for you.
You're doing
Let
it.
me slow,
Wait, hold
let
on.
me slow down,
This
though.
isn't how we do it.
I don't want to say it so fast that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I say it too quickly, no one can understand. Or they could just read the title of the episode.
Nah. No.
I mean, whoops.
Oopsie doopsies.
Paul, I'm just going to go right into the question tonight.
Okay.
Because if anyone is paying attention, they've already heard this word many, many times up until this point in this episode.
Yeah, true.
Is everything linked together before we go into record an episode? Sometimes. We'll see.
Sometimes it's a happy little accident.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about a bunch of different like spiritual beings and things that exist outside of just humanity, but then also like, you know, kind of in the ecosphere of Martyr's Row. We have all these layers of talking about, or at least mentioning that like everything, like not everything is an angel, or not everything is a demon, or not everything is the devil, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, there's all these layers to it. But what is interesting, I feel like, is sometimes there are things described in the Bible using poetic language, using descriptive language, that is that parallels or it represents something else. So the question that I have for you tonight is, Paul, are angels stars?
Nope. See you guys. That's a great question. Say it one more time, excited.
Are angels stars?
It's so good.
Or are
Yeah.
stars angels?
Oh.
I don't know that it matters if we reverse it.
No, I think it kind of means like equal. Well, actually,
Choo-choo equal.
actually, I feel like asking it, yeah, are stars angels might make more sense, because then it's like, wait, was Mary just staring at a giant star?
Oh,
It's like,
well,
well, I guess. Hold on, maybe.
but there was a star in the sky,
Let's go.
right?
That's
And
true.
the star shined bright above them.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, that's
Was
very
that star that shone bright above them, was that just a collision of planets, or was that representative language of an actual being
Yeah,
that was in some
particularly
ways
bright that.
protecting or
Hmm.
shining in that instance as a beacon to say something's happening right here?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like, is the star of Bethlehem,
Mm.
is that a being that shows up in that moment?
Yeah.
That's not the question,
it's
so you
not.
don't have to answer
And
that
what
one.
I love about it is like already within asking the question, there's like 5 more questions.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Which is what we love.
Yes.
And some of
Yes.
them we'll get to tonight.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But I was like thinking about that because we've talked a little bit about mountains,
Yes.
but we haven't talked a ton about stars.
And they're associated together often.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe the mountains are the sons of the stars.
Mm.
Because the
Yeah.
stars are celestial and then the mountains are dust.
Or earthly.
Yeah.
Well, so I think it's interesting. I think it's important to say this at the forefront, because
Okay.
we've talked about this. We've said this many times.
Yeah.
And I think it bears repeating over
Okay.
and over, which is like people in the ancient world didn't just make stuff up one day.
Right.
They weren't just like, it'd be kind of cool if those stars up there were things.
Yeah, yeah.
And even like when I look it up, or maybe if you look it up or anyone else looks it up, it's like,
Yeah.
well, people in the ancient Near East, they viewed anything that moved as alive. And so when they looked at the stars, like, oh, they move. They must be living things. And it's like, no one did that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe like 2 people did. And I think
Yeah.
that's the other thing that's important as well, is we can't create this huge distinction between how we think and operate
Sure.
to how they thought and operated.
Right.
And what I mean by that is like their worldview was different than ours.
Yeah.
There are cultural and just perceptive differences.
Yes.
But for the most part, it's like people still today argue if the earth is flat.
For sure.
And other people are like, no, it's round. And it's like, yeah, they had debates like that about stuff too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were people, when they looked at the stars, there were people that went, yeah, no, so they're actually just like beings up there. Other ones like, no, I think they're just like things.
Yeah.
And then there's probably some like, hey guys, there's nuance here, which is us.
True. Yeah. But also sometimes the stars talk to you, and that can get tricky.
It can get very tricky.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, and I think we've talked about this before, because the I think I don't know when I mentioned it, but I feel like I just mentioned this idea that, like, if you look at the biblical account,
Yeah.
the smartest humans have ever been was in the garden,
Mm.
right? But they were in the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
So Eden is the
The
place,
garden in Eden.
right?
Yeah.
And there's a garden there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I like to think of the garden as the intersection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if heaven is the throne of God and the earth is his footstool,
Mhm.
using psalmist language, then the garden would be the place where heaven and earth meet,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And in like a king's palace, the garden was the place where you walked around and you talked about your day. And
yeah.
like
You
that's
met with
actually
people.
that's
Yeah.
what you did.
Yeah.
And that was like that was also where like later on Greek thought and like modern philosophy all happened in the garden.
Yes.
They happened underneath trees in gardens,
Yes.
because only people that were wealthy could sit around and talk about what was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's where, especially when we look at like fountains
Yeah.
or waterfalls
Yeah.
and trees and gardens, like those were all viewed as divine things.
Right.
They were like same with mountains. Like mountains, That's where we get pyramids and ziggurats. It's like it's a man-made mountain.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Pretty simply,
I mean,
yeah.
this is way off topic. Not way off topic, but it is slightly a bit of a tangent. But
It's
even
adjacent.
it's adjacent.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we've talked about Babel a lot.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, that whole thing. Actually, I just found this out, or just learned this. It's like when we look at Babel, that's where we get Babylon comes from Babel.
Right.
And the idea is it's the gate of the gods.
Mm.
So it's like, and it's not that, but it's and so that's what the Tower of Babel was a representative of. Not it's like, hey, we can build one tall enough to get all the way up there, but it's like,
Yeah.
no, this is the gateway by which you can enter into the heavens, or they can come down and enter into ours,
Yes.
into our world.
Yeah, which harkens back. I never use that word, but for some reason it makes
It
sense.
feels appropriate.
It
We're talking about
does.
angels.
But that harkens back to
Hark! Have you
the-
heard the angel?
the language is just there.
Yeah.
You know? But it harkens back to the garden when they're
Yes.
kicked out of the garden and the gates closed.
Mm-hmm.
And so these mountains or these ziggurats being gateways,
Yeah.
it's almost like it really what the attempt is to open the gates back up of
Yes.
the Garden of Eden
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
get back to heaven.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
Yeah. That's the idea there.
Yeah.
But so it is. I think it's important right now to even talk about like ancient cosmology.
Mm.
It's like, okay, what is
well, let me
yeah.
finish this thought.
no?
Well, just the idea that like the assumption that that we are now the smartest we've ever been.
Yeah.
But biblically that's not true.
Right.
And
Hmm.
and we also know that there was knowledge given by God to people like Noah
Yeah.
who built the
Yeah.
best possible boat that we still today build freightliners out of
Yes.
those measurements
Yeah.
because those particular measurements and aspect ratios
It's perfect for what you need.
it doesn't tip.
Yeah.
Like it's almost impossible to make it tip. And so that's knowledge given from God to man. That's
Yes.
a clear example of that.
Yeah.
And we've talked about like potentially, we haven't really gotten into this, but that's a clear example of knowledge given to man from Yahweh that was uncorruptible knowledge that was of benefit to humanity. Now,
Yeah.
what we have talked about
We're
is
talking
that
about knowledge bringers and the myths of knowledge bringers.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the idea that like basically everything that is truth probably has a counterpart deception.
Yes.
So if God gives knowledge of the perfect boat, then don't you think that there's other spiritual beings giving knowledge of other things?
Yes.
So that's a different episode.
It is.
But but the reason I say that is because Noah built the perfect boat. So not dumber than us,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Because we're taking his information.
We're still using what he had.
Yeah. So again, people didn't used to be dumber than us.
Right.
It's not like the gate shut at the garden and everyone went,
I don't know.
hens?
What thing?
Feet?
This? Feet?
Someone is just playing with rocks. Oh, a spark!
Oh, what spark? I don't know why we made him like kind
This
of
is like
French.
caveman. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We can always beat up on the French.
It's true.
But yeah, so I
can
just wanted to
handle it.
throw that out there. Just
Yeah.
because of exactly what you're saying. It's like, it's not like people back in the day were looking at them being like, oh, the stars are moving. Those must be people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that doesn't, no.
Man up top? Yeah.
Moon made of cheese?
Yum yum. Which is true. If you believe in that kind of thing.
I mean, cheese there, not there.
I saw it in a
Who
cartoon once. It was claymation. Wallace and Gromit.
I love it. I love it. But yeah.
But so I say all that to say this, like two things can be true at the same time.
Sure.
Which like, yeah, they're not morons,
Yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, they don't have the same technological knowledge or scientific knowledge that we have today.
That's, well.
There are things that we have that they didn't have.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what they had though.
It's true. No, that's true. But I guess when we look at like, okay, so what we do know in like the ancient Near East,
Sure.
it's like, okay, how did they view the world?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well they had, and not to say that this view is wrong, because the other thing that makes it complicated
Okay.
is they're also layering supernatural to natural.
Right.
Where for us, we're looking at just natural.
Yeah.
So that's where it
Yeah.
can get complicated.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, things that they believed might actually be true if you layer in supernatural to it.
Yeah.
But from a purely natural standpoint, like, yeah, that's not really it.
Yeah.
And the important thing with that, because this is where it can get tricky.
Which is why a lot of times we just throw everything out that's old.
Yeah. Because we're like, they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we do something even worse and we
Sure.
take the story and then we just cut out all the stuff that's non-natural.
Yeah.
And then you end up with a skeleton of an idea.
Yeah.
And then you end up with people used to be dumber than us.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, well, no, you're just cutting out all of the important stuff.
Yeah. And what they're telling, like how they're explaining to you, you're just like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason why I would push back on technology would
Sure.
be because we don't know what type of technology that they had.
Mm.
And they potentially had way better technology
Mm.
than what we currently have. But they definitely didn't have the technology
Potentially.
we have.
Yeah. I mean, and there are some things that we know that we've discovered
Right.
that we have no record of them having an understanding of.
Yeah.
And I say it that way because it's like they may have and they just never wrote it down.
Yeah. Weird like side note thing that is just a fun thing that I think.
Yeah, please.
I think that the technology that ancient people had was more true and in harmony with the natural world.
Mm.
I think that their technologies
Mm.
functioned better in the world we live in.
Actually, I do want to do an episode about that.
Okay.
Like that, I've
But-
been messing with that idea for a long time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that our technologies are abrasive to Earth.
Yeah,
That they are in conflict with Earth,
yeah,
and that we are actually like we are digging into Earth instead of working with it.
yeah. And we see the effects of that.
We do,
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's like a side tangent
That's
of
a
like
side-
kind of how I think about it is like
yeah.
I think that they had greater technology because they were working. It seems like they were working in relationship with the harmony of the way that the Earth works,
Yeah,
which that sounds like New Age or whatever, but
sure.
it's actually very biblical
Mm-hmm.
as far as like you're working with what is there and you're stewarding with what's there, and so knowing about how it works instead of looking at something and going, this work like this, like that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
lot of ways, that's what we do, which
Mhm.
makes us dumber.
Yeah.
So that side tangent.
And there's a lot of layers in there that
we need to
we
write
can't
that
go
episode out,
into
yeah.
right now. But
Yeah.
so basically,
So angels.
well, I say all that to say this, where it's like from a modern scientific perspective,
Okay.
when we read the Bible or other ancient texts,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense, or that doesn't line up with this or that
Sure.
that we know today. Not saying one's right and one's wrong. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, yeah, things don't line up with how we see the world today.
Yeah.
And I think what's important with that is that this kind of goes into inspiration a little bit.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, God doesn't like download stuff into people's brains and be like, hey, by the way, this isn't going to line up with scientific research in 5,000 years. So
Right.
I'm just going to give you some stuff that you don't know about,
Yeah.
and you're just going to write it down and just have to trust me on that, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he doesn't do that.
Right.
It's like he works with what the knowledge people have at the time.
True.
And like they write from what they know.
Yeah.
And God uses that, and he can use it, which is, I think, another thing why it's so powerful with Scripture. Everything we can get from that, from the limitation of the people's knowledge of the time.
Yeah. True.
So, like, that's impressive.
It is. Yeah.
But so, all that to say, ancient cosmology.
Yeah. Ancient cosmology.
Because this is present in Scripture, this view, and it's also, this is what all ancient Near East cultures believed, or how they viewed the world.
Okay.
So it's a 3-tiered model.
Okay.
So there's the heaven above, you have the
Gotcha.
earth, which is in the middle, and then you have the underworld or Sheol, which is below.
Okay.
And it's like that was kind of their view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was a pretty common standard view.
Yeah.
So they looked at. Well, actually, I'll get into that. But so
Okay.
we'll add that. Let's put a pin in there. I'm going to jump to a scripture now.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah, do it.
I have to say that, and then we'll be here.
Okay.
Acts 7.
Okay.
20 or 42 through 43.
Do it.
So, are you familiar with Acts 7?
I'm familiar with the book of Acts.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're about to say.
Okay, so Acts 7, there's a very special guy who does a little talk during this right before he gets stoned.
Oh, I know
good
that
old
guy.
Stephen.
Yeah.
So this is actually during his kind of monologue where he's preaching the gospel, starting from the beginning to then.
Okay.
Right before he gets killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so in that, there's a piece in here that I think is really important for our conversation today.
Okay.
And it says this, starting in verse 42. But God turned away and gave them over to worship the host of heaven. As it is written in the book of the prophets, did you bring to me slain beasts and sacrifices during the 40 years in the wilderness, O house of Israel? You took up the tent of Moloch and the star of your god Rephan, the images that you made to worship, and I will send you into exile beyond Babylon. So there's a really interesting thing that he says here.
Yeah.
Which you took up the tent of Moloch and the star of your god. It's like, wait, why does this god have a star?
Yeah.
Or is his god a star?
Huh.
It's like, well, that's actually interesting how you look at the possessiveness of the language there.
Right, because your God.
The star of your god. So it's like,
The star of your
does
God.
the star belong to him, or is he the star?
Well,
Or is it a symbol of him?
it sounds like it's the worship of the star representative of their God.
Yeah, so possibly.
Okay.
Well, so, but he also says, he prefaces it with, this is a quote from the book of the prophets.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, well, which prophet is he quoting? You're not going to believe this.
I give you one guess.
The famous Amos himself. And you're not going to believe this even more.
The most
It's
famous Amos.
Chapter 5.
No. Don't do it to me, Paul.
I have to do it. And this early in.
It's Amos time.
It's Amos time.
We need a
I
jingle
need a
for
clock
that.
for that.
It's Amos time.
I don't know.
No, I do the jingle.
Oh,
you,
yeah,
you
sorry,
go into the
I had to, I had to interject.
You're adding the music.
I can't help it.
But
But
it's Amos time.
I like that a lot, actually. Let's remember that.
Thanks. I won't.
I won't either. I'll have to clip it.
So Amos chapter 5.
Chapter 5,
Clip it.
verse 25 through 27.
Okay.
And it says, which means a quote, so it says pretty much the same thing. Did you bring me sacrifices and offerings during the 40 years in the wilderness, O house of Israel? You shall take up Sikuth, your king, and Kian, your star god, your images that you made yourselves, and I will send you into exile beyond Damascus, says the Lord, whose name is the God of hosts. So he says, and your star god. So it's like, wait, so is he a star?
But he names the God.
He does. And so what's interesting there is like, wait, but we also have, it's a quote, but we have very different names.
Yes.
So what's going on there?
I don't know.
So that's where we fall into the fun Greek versus Hebrew.
I love it.
And so, actually, this is a fun aside.
Oh, that makes sense. So Stephen would have been speaking in Greek, or at least it would have been, Acts would have been written down by Luke in Greek.
Yes.
Whereas Amos would have been a Hebrew prophet speaking in Hebrew.
So they probably would have been pulling from the Septuagint, even.
Oh,
quoting the Septuagint.
Sure. Yeah, actually, good point.
Yeah.
So is Amos using the Greek name?
So Amos would be talking about the Hebrew.
Right, but it would have
And
been
then
translated into Greek by the time that
and the
Stephen
names would
says
be
it.
rendered over. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so it would have been changed before Stephen even said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've talked about that before, where
Yeah.
like you would go from one region to the next. So
Yes.
so gods of Egypt or gods of the Hebrews or Mesopotamia is probably more likely in the realm of that space, or the Assyrians and the Babylonians and all of that stuff. when that gets translated into Greek, it's the same God, different name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
So like the idea that like the pantheon of gods in Greek, in the Greek thought or the Roman thought, was a renaming of previous gods.
Yeah.
Coming from different regions.
That's the other thing that's interesting about that, because when you compare other cultures and their pantheon, because they all had a pantheon,
right,
and all their gods were very equivalent to each other.
Sure.
So it's like you always had the Zeus character, you always had like the Kronos character, you always had, so on and so forth. The Ishtar, it's like or Venus would be the Roman, and it's like you have these across all of these cultures.
Sure.
It's not like Greek and Romans Romans are like, I like that, let's just take that. It's
right.
like, no, actually, everyone had this. The Egyptians had it. The Babylonians had it.
Yeah.
It's like the Assyrians had it. It's like everyone had the same ideas.
Yes.
You see that over in India. Same kind of process. So it's fascinating. That's where it goes back to the knowledge bringer ideas. It's like, well, they're all hearing from the same group of people.
Yes.
I say people, but
and the like when you go back, like Zeus before he is Zeus, is Jupiter, right?
Yes.
So it's like but then even in Greek thought,
yes,
you're
right. You're right. Yes.
Even in Greek thought, you get like Venus, and you get some of that stuff, and we go like, all right, well, where do the name of the planets come from, or where do the name of the stars or the constellations come from? It's like, well, did we receive the name of those gods, or did we name the gods, and who named them first?
Yeah.
And the answer is, we don't really know.
And why does it seem like the same gods have different names across every culture?
Yeah, but
yeah,
they almost all go back to stars and planets.
Yes.
Maybe not all of them exactly, but they almost all go back to stars and planets.
Right in line. I love it. It's so good. The one thing I want to take a brief aside real quick too.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a cool thing here where the name for God is the God of hosts. And I think that's something that we kind of overlook sometimes.
Sure.
Like, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
And
or
so
the Lord of hosts.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Hebrew there is Yahweh Elohi Sabaoth.
Okay.
Or Yahweh Sabaoth. We see in a lot of different areas. We see that in Isaiah 6:3, where it says the seraphim cry, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts."
Yes.
That's where we see Yahweh Sabaoth.
Yeah.
And so it's funny is actually,
which again, echo themes is cool. You like when I think of that, I think of the Revelation throne room.
Yes.
But it's an echo of Isaiah.
Yeah.
So it's like these guys were seeing the same throne room.
Yes.
Daniel.
And the same thing
Isaiah.
is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And what I love with that title, because that's the equivalent title that's the biblical title that we have.
Yeah.
But we see that across other books as well, Enoch being one of them.
Sure.
Which is one of my favorites, Lord of Spirits.
Lord of Spirits, that's what it was.
And it's like, it's actually equivalent to Lord of Hosts.
Yes.
And what's important...
It's just more directly true.
Yeah. And what's cool about it is when the seraphim are singing, it's like that's their title for God.
Yeah.
It's their way of saying like, no, he's our God too.
Yes.
And it's like, that's actually really cool.
Yes. Yeah, because... Yeah. And then are you going to get into a definition of hosts?
I wasn't going to jump too far down there, but we definitely can.
Okay, we don't have to.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, I just mean...
We got time.
Because it would make sense to go along with what you just said. Like the seraphim call him the Lord of hosts because they are part of the hosts.
Yes.
We join the hosts.
Yeah.
So humanity joins the hosts of heaven.
Yeah.
And the hosts of heaven is not like... I think I used to think of like the host of heaven, like when you walk into a restaurant and there's a host there that seats you. But here's the thing, that is what they're talking about, because the host that greets you, it doesn't own the restaurant.
That's right.
So like they're not, but for some reason in my mind I always thought of like, oh yeah, it's the owner of the restaurant greeting you and they're hosting this party, right? And I'm thinking it in that manner. But no, that host or hostess, they're part of a host of people who are they are
They're the ones that
creating
bring you in.
Yeah, they're also like the servers are part of the hosts.
Yeah.
Like in a restaurant, the chefs and the cooks,
Yeah.
the bartenders, they're all part of the hosts of the restaurant.
Yeah.
They're hosting the experience.
That's right.
So they are the workers of the restaurant.
Yeah.
So then the workers of the heavens are the heavenly hosts.
That's right.
Which are the workers of heaven, not the owner.
That's right. They're the servants, not the sovereigns.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a huge, very important distinction.
Which is cool because that doesn't include us.
Right. Yeah. And
we're not
that's
the
what's
hosts
so important
of
about
heaven.
that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's actually not about us.
No, it's not. It never has been.
No, but we love making it about us.
I know.
That's
That's because we want to be God. It's the original sin.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I love that you said that because that actually will tie in really well.
Perfect.
Which I love that. It always works out. But so to take a step back a little bit, because me being me, it's like I like to look at, okay, well, how does Scripture talk about stars?
Sure.
As a whole.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, do we see, and we did that with Revelation. It's like, and we've done it with other things. Like, does it use this one phrase only symbolically, or does it use it a mixture of ways, or only literally? Like, let's use that to help translate what it's trying to say here.
Yes.
And so Scripture actually uses it in a very layered way. We see both physical and spiritual ways,
Okay.
or symbolic ways of using the word stars.
Okay. So looking at the whole of Scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the first place we see it is in Genesis 1.
Right.
Actually, can you pull that up?
I can.
It's Genesis 1:14 through 18. There's a lot of language in there that I think is very interesting, that we won't fully get into, but I want it to be said anyway. So it says, starting verse 14, "And God said, Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good." So there's an interesting word there that's used, which is there to rule over the night and the day.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but what were they created for? It's like, well, they were created for signs and seasons and days and years.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, well, they have a purpose.
Yeah.
That's part of why God called it good.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, everything I just did here, it's useful and it serves a purpose.
Yes.
And we see that. So that's in Genesis. So it's talking about them as objects.
Right.
It doesn't say like, hey, and I created a bunch of angels up there to go and, give you some signs and wonders.
Right.
And it's like, no, he's like, I created stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then we see...
I created what you see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we jump to like Job 38.
Oh, boy. Do you want to pull that up?
Let's pull it up.
Okay.
We should actually just pull it up.
The classic passage.
Yes.
Job 38.
Which I'm surprised we actually can't quote it at this point.
Which, if you did or did not know, it's like making me do stuff.
Oof.
If you did not know this, Job 38 was written before Genesis.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Oops.
true. Oopsies.
Here, you find it.
Okay, it's
it's
38:7.
Like if the Bible was laid out chronologically as far as when the books or the stories were originated, the story of Job is actually the first or the oldest known story that exists in the canon.
Yeah,
which is why it kind of stands out.
In the beginning, it places him in Uz.
Yeah.
Which is Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where Abram comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, it's pretty old.
Yeah.
Pretty old.
Yeah. Well, and he just lives there. He's not trying to get out of there.
Yeah, that's just where his life is.
Yeah.
All his friends are from there.
But it does... we need to do an episode on that.
That'd be fun.
Because that is an interesting idea that, my thought is, if Abraham lives in a polytheist society, many gods being worshipped, how did he find Yahweh, or how did Yahweh find him?
Mm.
But if Job is living in Uz and he's communicating with Yahweh,
Yeah.
then Yahweh is interacting
Yeah.
with humanity.
Because that's something that we alluded to in the past.
Yeah.
Is that idea that people are like, there's corruption that's coming from, like, people are getting further and further from the Lord and worshiping these other gods.
Yeah.
So it's like they already had all the right information,
Right.
and it's been corrupted and changed, and people are falling away.
Yeah.
And then that's like the response is Yahweh says, "Hey, let me call you out and let's do this right."
Yes.
And that's where we see the writing of Scripture, where it's a response to like, no, you guys had it right,
yeah.
and now you messed it up, and let me
Yes.
give you the real information.
But also the misunderstanding of where there are and where there aren't gaps.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think sometimes we go from Adam and Eve into Seth, and then we go no one until Enoch.
Right.
And then after Enoch, no one until Noah.
Yeah.
It's like, but Job is somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Like, and we know that because of, it's just one of those things where you kind of go through and you're like, okay, I don't think that God just like wasn't showing up on the scene.
Right.
And that's where we have evidence of things like Job.
Yeah.
Now, is Job pre-flood?
We don't know. We can find out. Can we?
That would be a fun question.
That would actually be a lot of fun.
Maybe that's a episode.
That could be really
maybe
good.
that's the episode
That could
question.
be really good.
Write that down for us.
But no, I think that's the important thing too, where on one hand, it's like we look at life today.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, God, we know God's still moving.
Yes.
I mean, we live through it daily.
Right.
But it's like when we look at the past, like he's still moving. He's still doing things. He's still talking to people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we see with Elijah. When he flees after killing a lot of Baal prophets.
Yeah,
prophets of Baal.
Yeah.
And then Jezebel's like, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Right.
And then God calls him out, and he's like, hey, look, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
If you don't have me, you don't have anybody. And
Yeah.
I would rather have you have somebody than no one. And he's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
He's like, I have a lot of people, actually. And it's that same thing where it's like Elijah thinks, hey, I'm the only one here that loves you.
Right.
And God's like, no, I've been doing stuff, and I just didn't tell you about it. I didn't need to tell you about it.
Well, and one of the examples that I think of in that concept of we assume that there's like dark periods or like quiet periods is things like, does anybody before Acts 2 have the Holy Spirit within them? And the answer is yes, because the disciples did.
Yeah.
Jesus is explicit about that as they go out, and then you kind of go like, all right, well, is that explicit throughout the Old Testament? And you go, well, they're not exactly in the same language.
Not explicitly, but
it's like it's pretty obvious in certain moments.
I think there are arguments that like the prophets would have had times where they were filled with the Spirit.
Yes.
And we do still see evidences of the Spirit.
Or the Spirit coming upon them.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least in a communicative way. Or maybe they talked to angels.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
it's kind of fun.
So Job 38.
But yeah, Job. So I'm actually it's verse 7 is the one I want to highlight, but I'm gonna start in verse 4.
Okay.
And this is God kind of calling Job out after his whining.
Job the whiner.
Job the whiner. It said, God says, where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? On what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy.
Yeah.
So we see here, it's like, all right, this is clearly, he's not talking about like, and where were you when the giant balls of gas were singing? It's like,
right.
That's not what he's saying.
Right.
So he's using the language of stars to refer to an actual being.
Well, and there is an argument, and again, this is an episode we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
We've just alluded to, but there is an argument that the sons of God are children of Israel.
Yeah.
But
I do have one more verse actually.
But even in English, though, verse 7, Job 38, verse 7, in English, when the morning stars, plural, sang together.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not just one morning star. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Isn't Jesus the bright and morning star?
Yeah.
Well, he's the bright and morning star, but there are morning stars,
Yes.
multiple, who sing together.
Mm.
Now, is that just poetic imagery? Yes, and
Right.
right, and that's the
Exactly.
and in the context, it's like when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. It's easy to separate those two things, but is it just a larger description of the same thing?
Right.
That the morning stars who sang together are the sons of God who shouted for joy.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
So
I do know what you mean.
there's a larger
Yeah.
thing going on here than just, and the beautiful stars in the sky were twinkling
Yeah.
at the creation of all things.
It's like, no.
No, they were witnesses, which
Yes.
is really critical.
Yes.
Just using the word witnesses, like everything that God does has a witness.
Yes.
And we see that all the way through everything in the Bible. There's always a witness.
Yes.
It's God is creating witnesses for his creation.
Yeah.
So the stars are witnessing the creation,
Mm.
and their response is to praise him.
Yes.
Where do we see that?
Yeah.
The seraphim,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
So then this doesn't say, where were you when the seraphim sang together?
Right.
But it does say that.
Well, even when we look at the description of what they looked like, it's like, well, they're on fire.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, you can take that right there.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the descriptions, particularly in Ezekiel,
Yes.
that lay all of that out. It's like, yeah, they are actually, like you're describing a planet.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
You used hearken.
Fair enough. Got me there.
Even though I don't think mayhaps is a real word.
It's not. It's two words
I
together.
just love saying it.
Perhaps.
Perhaps
Maybe.
is a actually quite beautiful
Maybe
word.
and perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps I do like
Mayhaps.
mayhaps. It's like the ecosphere. Welcome.
Is that
I feel like we should change that in our bio. Welcome to the ecosphere.
let them do it.
Yeah. You guys do it. Hack into our system.
Please don't.
But so all of that being said, to kind of what we've built up to this point,
Yeah.
I love throwing in Deuteronomy 4:19.
Okay, yeah.
Which I'm sure you're familiar with. And it says, "And beware lest you raise your eyes to heaven, and when you see the sun and the moon and the stars, all the host of heaven, you be drawn away and bow down to them and serve them, things that the Lord your God has allotted to all the peoples under the whole heaven." So like there's a lot of really interesting language inside of there.
Yes.
But I love that it's saying, when you see the sun and the moon and the stars, all the host of heaven.
Right.
It was like, wait, but who is he talking about?
Right.
Is he talking about the sun, moon, and stars? Because then he prefaces with, all the host of heaven.
Right.
It's like, well, wait, who's the host of heaven?
Right.
Well, if we jump, it's like,
Yeah.
that's where it's like, this is kind of layered. Because it's like, well, if we go back to even in Isaiah, when the seraphim were calling him the Lord of hosts,
Yes.
it's like, well, he's calling him the Lord of them.
Yes.
That's what they're saying. So if he's saying all the host of heaven, it's like, well, they're the host of heaven.
Yes.
But also, the physical sun, moon, and stars
are part of the hosts of heaven.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so it's like, wait, so there's actually potentially a lot going on here.
Sure.
But the warning there is don't look at those things and miss what they're actually supposed to do, which is to serve the Lord.
Yes.
And be for signs and wonders to point toward him.
Yeah.
You look at them and say, I'm just going to go ahead and worship those signs.
Yes. Yeah, but so going to like bringing that back to the beginning of the conversation too, where we were saying people used to be dumber than us now.
Yeah.
Every ancient culture, what did they do? They built everything around the orientation of the stars and the seasons.
Yes.
So they quite literally took the seasons that were represented by where the stars were in the sky, and they built their city centers and their temples of worship
to
face those. There are literally even in Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
there are amphitheaters
Yeah.
built out, built into the earth, that when you sit in them and you face the direction that the amphitheater is facing, you're witnessing the rising of the sun in a particular season,
Yes.
which is mind-blowing.
Yeah. I mean, we see that with the classic ones, or like the ziggurats.
Yeah.
In like South America,
Right.
where it's like, at the equinoxes, it creates this serpent-like thing going up through shadows, going up into the top of the temple.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, that's actually part of their worship.
Yeah,
It's very intentional.
Well, and a lot of it is serpentine.
Yes.
And you go into like, oh, well, that's like, even if you have been listening here or elsewhere, and you go, they're all worshiping the devil, the ancient serpent. It's like, well, yes, maybe, but also, what about seraphim?
Yeah.
What about cherubim?
Mm-hmm.
What about these other hosts of heaven
Yeah.
that are serpent-like?
Mm-hmm.
What if it wasn't the ancient serpent, the devil, that they were worshiping,
Yeah.
but these other hosts of heaven?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Actually, I won't say that because I can't back it up fully off the top of my head.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
there's some wild stuff inside of that, even when you look at just the actual Hebrew language for some of these.
Yeah.
And how it describes these things.
Yeah.
I'll just say it. It's like I can't.
Well, you don't have to.
I can't think of the reference, but when it talks about the seraphim, we talk about these serpent-like things. Like the
Mhm.
actual word is just snake.
Oh.
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but we're just like, it's seraphim.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that word is snake.
Yeah, we need to get into that on the
We'll
next.
talk about that another
yeah,
time because that is a big topic.
Yeah.
But
that simple idea of going like, well, okay, so the Bible is saying, don't worship the hosts of heaven.
Yes.
And you go, all right, but I'm not doing that. Okay, but look at every ancient culture and everything that they left behind, and guess who did? They did.
They sure did.
And we have evidence of it everywhere.
Yeah.
And so you look at all of that and you're like, all right, well, they're worshiping, and we've talked about it before, it's like they're worshiping the stars themselves.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, don't do that. Worship the one who created the stars.
Yes.
Which is basically what the whole Bible is saying.
Yeah.
You have stars as signs to you, but those signs are pointing to the sign maker.
Yes.
The creator.
They're the hosts that point toward the one who created the experience.
The Lord of hosts.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're stopping at the hosts.
Yes.
And the Bible is saying, no, there's a Lord of the hosts.
He didn't even sit down for the meal yet. He just
Yeah.
He's like, I've seen all I need to see.
Right. But that is interesting because what do we consistently see the worship of stars.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, it's funny that we can point to them and be like, look how stupid they were. They worship stars. It's like, yeah, we do that today.
Yes.
There's a lot of modern people that worship stars.
Yeah, and it's increasing.
And even we do it kind of in a fun way.
Sure.
Sometimes. Like somebody like, oh, I don't get serious about it. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. It's like, yeah, you're looking to them for your fate. It's like,
yeah,
that's what they did.
Yeah.
And that's what God says, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a simple thing, but it's a stopping point. It's going to because it's knowledge.
Yes.
And the knowledge that we get from
You're
it,
teeing this up so well. I love it.
the knowledge that we get from it is just simply the fact that, like, if we look at our horoscopes, if we look at the orientation of the skies when we were born, and the year we were born, and the month we were born in, we look at all of those things. What do we receive from that? We receive knowledge.
Yeah.
And the knowledge itself, is it helpful? It can be. It can actually tell us, like, oh, I'm not crazy because I feel this way. And the alignment of the stars is a witness to how I feel.
Right.
And it's like, that's not untrue.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think Christians have a hard time with.
Which I would love to dive into this specifically.
Yeah. But you look at astrological signs and you're like, these people are crazy. These people are dumb. Why would you do that? Because it is true.
Yeah.
And
people don't do something because they don't get anything from it.
Right.
And I think that's the thing when we look at ancient cultures, it's like, well, they worshipped the stars and the planets because they got something from it.
100%.
If it didn't get them anything, they wouldn't do it.
Well, and that's why like now, like New Age and astrology, it's increasing.
Yeah.
And that's because I feel like one of the biggest things is that the world is moving away from the materialism and moving more into a more spiritual worldview.
We're reincorporating because we've realized we missed a huge aspect.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the number one thing that's going to start increasing? Anything that gives you knowledge.
Yes.
And the thing that gives us knowledge that's beyond ourselves is the second heaven.
Yes.
It's the skies above that are a witness to how we feel in the moment.
Yes.
But we're using the stars to make the universe about us.
Mm-hmm.
When the stars are a
Yeah.
sign of the one who created us in the first place.
Yes.
So
And that's when we talked about corrupted knowledge.
yes.
It's like that's what it is.
Yes.
We're corrupting. We're shifting it. Actually, I'll even put a pin in there, and we'll get to that
Okay.
because we're gonna jump right back into that conversation.
Okay.
But I want to jump back to Acts.
Okay.
So we talked about Raphan, which is the star of
Oh yes.
the god.
Okay.
And so
And maybe we should wrap this here with who these people are,
okay, we
and then
definitely
take
can.
it into the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll actually I can say this and put a nice little bow on it. Hopefully, we'll find out how quick that is. And so that's the Greek rendering from the Hebrew.
Say it one
which
more
is
time.
Kian. That's the Hebrew. Raphan
Rafan.
is I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
I'm not Greek.
Oh, I know.
I'm well aware.
It is interesting that it almost sounds like Rephaim.
Oh, it kind of does. Which is Hebrew.
Yes.
But yeah, so this actually, both of those words refer to the planet Saturn.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, here's Saturn again.
Both of those names?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, it's the same word or same thing.
Okay.
Just two different words for the same thing.
Yeah.
And so Saturn, the planet,
Yeah.
it was the farthest visible planet at the time. That you could see from the naked eye. It represented the edge of the known world, the border between the mortal and divine realms.
Okay.
So Saturn was both. They viewed it as both the guardian and the gatekeeper.
Gotcha.
So it spiritually, it represented the limit of human knowledge beyond which only gods or angels could go. So so Saturn, it was considered this kind of like the judge, the final judge.
Yeah.
Because it was that boundary between those two things.
That makes sense.
And it was the gate, the portal between those two worlds.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, so if there was anything beyond there that could come through, it had to go through Saturn.
Yeah.
That was the view.
That makes sense.
And so here's what's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring back our old faithful boy. Not Amos this time.
Okay.
It's not Amos time. Someone less Bible.
Okay.
Our good boy Enoch.
Okay, yeah. That would be who I would go to next.
Yeah. So this is 1 Enoch 16:3. It says, you have been in heaven, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you, and you knew worthless ones. And these in the hardness of your hearts you have made known to women, and through these mysteries women and men work much evil on earth. And so basically what we're seeing is like, it kind of sounds like the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
It sounds like that idea that when we see just in Scripture, it's like
Right.
that's the fall. It's like, hey, I've got this thing that you're not supposed to have.
Yeah.
And I think what's an interesting piece with that is God never says, hey, that tree is evil and the information is evil,
Sure.
so don't do it.
Yeah.
He just says, no, it's not for you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then the serpent says, yeah, but what if you did it anyway? You know what I mean? It's like, in a way, it's like that's the Saturn saying, hey, I'm holding back this information so I could give it to you.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah.
And so in ancient worlds, or ancient myths, they associated gods as using planets as their thrones.
Okay.
And so when they say like they would worship a planet, like they'd worship Saturn,
Yeah.
it's like, well, they're worshiping the god who rules Saturn, or who rules from Saturn, is the more
Got it.
appropriate way. So it's like Saturn is his throne, and he rules Earth from there.
Okay.
Which is what's fascinating. That's like, oh, again, they're just twisting what Yahweh has done.
Yes.
It's like Yahweh is sitting on the throne in heaven and rules the earth, or rules
Yes.
everything.
And the earth is his footstool.
Yeah. And they're saying, we do that, but we're doing it from these other planets.
That's interesting that that view that they had was more intelligent than what we place upon them.
Yes.
And is more in line with the biblical viewpoint.
Yes, it is.
Which would make sense because the Bible didn't come first.
Right. Yeah.
Like going back to that idea, the Bible is speaking into a culture that already has their own myths and beliefs and faiths.
Yes.
And so when it's speaking into those things, it would make sense that those other cultures and their viewpoints are reflective and being commented on by the Bible itself.
Yes.
So if the heavens are the throne, if the heavens is the throne of God and the earth is his footstool,
yes, then
it would make sense that that's how the ancient world viewed their gods.
Correct.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Because, we talked about this in the Knowledge Bringer Myth series, or that episode. It's like, they brought twisted information that twisted in their favor because they want Yahweh's glory for themselves.
Yes.
And so why wouldn't they? It's like, hey, this is what we know.
Right.
Why don't we just do that for us?
Yeah.
It's like, and they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what the ancients followed.
Yeah.
So we look at it as like, oh, these idiots. And it's like, oh, no, actually, they're just doing what their gods told them was real.
Right.
And their gods stole that from Yahweh.
Yeah.
And and we're no different today on top of that.
Well, and to be fair, knowing that about the Bible is never expressing to other people, hey, you dummies.
Yeah.
It's actually condemning the worship of other. It's more aggressive than that.
It's saying, it's
not saying you're all dumb.
Right.
It's the same type of thing as false is not fake.
Right.
So ignorance is not stupid.
Yeah.
So ignorance in their instances is that they don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
It doesn't mean they don't know what to do.
Yes.
So they know what to do. Mm-hmm. They're just doing it the wrong way.
To the wrong thing.
Yes.
And that's where I heard someone say this recently. I was like, this is really, really good. Where it's like there are two of the worst things that Yahweh outlines for us.
Okay.
Like these are the two worst things you can do. One of them is idolatry.
Sure.
And the second one is sexual immorality.
Yeah.
And when you combine those two things, it's actually the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's actually really true. We see that in different points. That's why the earth got flooded.
Yes.
To say it simply.
Yes.
It's like because two of the worst sins you could commit got combined.
Yes.
Into the ultimate worst sin.
Right.
And with that, it's like, we see that throughout Scripture. He never says, hey, don't worship idols because they're not real. He says, don't worship idols because they're not worthy of worship. Yes. I'm the only one who's worthy of worship.
Yes.
And so, jumping this back to kind of answer our question in like a maybe kind of way, which is very appropriate for us.
Well, real quick, because it would not be, so if they were worshiping idols that weren't real, and there wasn't a spirit inhabiting those idols that they were worshiping, then they wouldn't be worshiping other gods. It would be more so him just being like, hey, like, there's more for you.
Yeah.
Like, slap on the wrist, like, hey, there's more for you.
Yeah.
Instead, he's going, no, this is going to send you to hell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually trying to save you because they want to destroy you.
This will corrupt you.
Yes. Yeah. This will lead to death of death.
Yes.
This will not lead to life of life.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you go this way, you will be dead over and over again.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love, the message inside of the passage in Enoch that I read.
Yeah.
And it's like, you didn't know all the mysteries of heaven yet.
Right.
And I think I actually really like the word yet in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, more things will continue to be revealed.
Yes.
And it's the same for us as that promise. Like, as you pursue the Lord, it's like, you will learn more.
Yeah.
More things will be revealed.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here are these, quote unquote gods who are like, hey, we got it. Let's go down. And he's like, you didn't even know the mysteries yet. All the mysteries yet.
Right.
The ones you knew were actually worthless.
Sure.
And you went and taught them to people anyway.
Yeah.
And corrupted them.
Yeah.
And now they're committing massive evil.
Yes.
And it's like, that's what happened. It's like, you came down, it's like, the stuff you had wasn't even really worthwhile.
Massive evil. That's our metal band.
Sorry, I got this thing I keep doing where I just like, I want to say something else. I'm like, let me just insert that word.
Massive evil. I mean, that's
Massive
so great.
evil.
I love it.
I think they're playing down the street
Yeah,
later.
I hope not.
Yeah, right. No, not going. But yeah, so when we look at stars, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, our stars angels.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, well, what does the word angel mean? It's
Yeah.
like, well, angel is a title. It's a
Sure.
it's a job title.
Yes.
And we even in scripture, it's like it's oftentimes used to refer to spiritual beings.
Yeah.
But it's also used to refer to humans as well. And so it's like, well, what is it? It's like, well, angel means messenger, so it's this thing that delivers a message from God,
Yes.
or who tells the story of God and points you toward Him.
Right.
So in that, if we take it in that way, it's like, okay, yes, stars are angels because they declare the glory of God.
Yeah.
They're telling the story of the gospel.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty simply put.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the hosts are witnesses to the glory of God.
Yeah.
So the hosts of heaven, whether they're beings or actual just balls of fire,
Right.
or if the balls of fire are beings,
Yeah.
either way, they are a witness to us of the glory of God.
Yes.
And if we worship them, then we miss
Yeah.
who they're giving glory to.
That's right.
Um,
And even we look at it from even like a Deuteronomy 32 standpoint,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, let's say for the sake of the argument that like, yeah, there actually is a being who rules from Saturn
Yeah.
or rules from this star.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and his job is to point you toward God, to
Right.
Yahweh.
Yes.
But he didn't do that.
Right.
He actually is trying to point you away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to point you to Saturn
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
as the source. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like that. So that's you heard it here. You heard it here first. Our Martyr's Row. Are stars angels? Are angels stars? The heavenly hosts declare the glory of God. Am I just making statements now?
We'll find out next time.
3, 2, 1.